Hello, everybody. It's me, Sandy Decade Andy here with Big D. Do we believe Big D is hearable today? Hey, Big D. No, I thought that was the case. I was like 90% sure that wasn't going to work. I tell you why. Because I was set up for Fluff and Hammer Discord. That's why. Because I was prepared last time, but then I wasn't prepared for this time. But we are now, because we did a podcast and it did go up, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
I was quite chuffed. That went up, and then the first part of the Lord of the Rings Fluffenbus went up on the same day. It was
that's
like,
not bad.
ooh.
Yeah. We might, depending on if there's anything worth talking about, do a not on Christmas Day, but when's the Warhammer reveal Christmas stuff? New Year's?
I don't know if they've got a reveal planned, but they normally have a big reveal they put out on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's one.
Because
obviously we won't do it on
Thorgrim.
Christmas Day. We'll do it like later.
Yeah, we're not crazy.
No.
Who would
actually
do
have
that?
stuff to do for once on Christmas rather than every other year. So.
But I'm sure we'll find time to have a chat. I mean, we could even just have a chat about what they've done for Grotmas with the various reveals and articles they've put out. Just for the hell of it.
I probably wouldn't have anything to say about that because it's just mostly detachments and therefore rules. Therefore, it's not anything that concerns me.
Yeah, that's true.
So you'd be just like, these are the rules they've released. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. I guess that's neat.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's sometimes the way it goes.
Well, I'm sure we can find something to natter about.
We'll get Mr. White to come back. We'll bully him, even though I'm moving. Yes, come back here, you bastard. I'll get you on. I don't know anything. Yeah, well, neither do I. But I do the show, so you're coming too. You bastard. But yes, we're going to be doing part 2 of the last night. So we may as well get the music rolling and then get right into the show. I've also decided to throw in a bit of news because looking at how the news is, probably not going to do a show next week because there's probably not going to be a lot from now to then, I would presume.
Yeah.
So it's probably, and depending on like what happens after that, I'll probably have to, I'll start the show because I'm going to have to reiterate this anyway. Okay. Music time.
No worries.
Music time. Here we go.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
And welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast, the last one potentially for 2025. I am Andy Decade. Andy, we are here to talk about the Last Night Part 2 toy line, from deluxes to leaders. That's what we're covering, none of the guff in between. I'm here once again with Big D to talk toys. Hello, Big D.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How's it going
ready?
to you?
Are you ready to talk about the fucking toys?
Oh, yes.
And not the toy fucking, hopefully.
Yes, we don't want anyone wanting to be casualty because of this, folks.
Do you remember, like, back in the day, like, when they released Nexus Maximus and we all had to chuckle because it was named after a dildo? Do you remember that?
Was
Were you around for that? Yeah. Apparently, I remember being confused. Yeah, it was a Bocon toy. It was a translucent blue and red version of... What was it? Energon Bruticus.
I remember that figure now. I didn't realise there'd been a bit of a kerfuffle about its name, though, because
apparently,
that's
anyway.
Kind of funny.
Yeah. Apparently, a brand of dildo was a Nexus Maximus as well. Apparently. So I was told. I'm sure that was a joke back in the day. You could confirm on TF Wiki. I'm sure the joke's still up there, I presume. Otherwise, it's something I've made up in my head.
Well, I'm certainly not going to do a keyword search for that. At least not when it's outside of anonymous mode.
Yeah, TF Wiki, you should be okay. I would hope. Just a general Google search might be a bit more, risking those biscuits, as it were.
Yeah, that could lead to some unfortunate recommendations showing up in the feed.
I just hope no one made
on how you feel.
I just hope no one made the mistake and ordered, the toy thinking they'd get a thing and got a transformer instead. They might, to be fair, they might have liked it. It wasn't a
Well,
great figure, to be fair, and it was made of translucent plastic. So I don't think they would have been turned into a Transformers
yeah.
fan from that. But you never know.
Mm,
There are people that like
yeah.
terrible things, and that's okay. There are bad figures out there that people can enjoy as well. So yeah. And it could be,
Yeah.
it's your first Transformer. Maybe you love it, even though it's tat. I like Scowl, the monster pretender. He's objectively not very good for what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I had a few of those. Was it for Horrorcons? They were objectively terrible Transformers, but
Which ones
man, were they just.
Horrorcons?
Oh no, sorry, MonsterCons.
Which ones were the
MonsterCons?
Monstercons? Which ones are you talking
I'm
about?
trying to remember what
Name them. Name them.
Scowl and his buddies. I'm trying to remember what their team name was.
Oh, I just call them the Monster Pretenders because they were small. You mean like Bird Brain and Bristleback, and
Yeah.
Ice Pick?
It's funny. I had almost a full team apart from one bloody model, which I never got around to picking up.
Which one didn't you have?
If
you don't remember the name, what part of the combiner were they?
I think it was one of the legs.
Scowl was one of the legs, and I think
I had Scowl.
Was it Ice Pick? Who was the other leg?
It was. I think it might have been Ice Pick, but I didn't have. Yeah.
Ice Pick's. It definitely was Ice Pick. I'm remembering because I've got Ice Pick on my TV desk upstairs, along with the other ones that I have. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. He transforms exactly the same as Scowl. It's just he's a very small amount different and color-wise different. So you unfortunately had both of the gold plastic syndrome ones.
Yeah, but then I moved all them on like 25 years ago. So
no, don't worry.
My entire TF collection at that point, I sold it for and about foolishly, it was about 2.5 years before the big boom in the market took off.
Don't feel too bad. Those ones probably just literally don't exist anymore. They've probably just turned to dust, as is the way with
I could have sold the entire collection for a lot more.
You could have done, sure. Yeah. You always have to not think about that stuff because it's really depressing.
Yeah, I try really hard to do that.
Yeah. But we're going to be talking about The Last Night, the toy line we're picking up from where we left off before. We've got I think a little bit less than last time. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. It wasn't a massive toy line.
No.
I think we mentioned that last time.
No, I think it was the previous line before that as well, where it was definitely after Dark of the Moon where they started pulling back on how big the lines were. And I'm not even sure. Bumblebee didn't even have Did Bumblebee have a dedicated toy line? That was, when I say dedicated, I mean that was not like part of Generations or Studio Series. I mean like the Bumblebee movie.
Because I think they put all his stuff out under the Studio Series.
That's what I think as well.
Line.
Yeah, so I think this is the last of the standalone. We've got special packaging and movie-specific stuff.
Until Rise of the Beast, certainly, yeah.
I suppose Transformers 1 had its own stuff as well. Yeah, that's a good point in Rise of the Beast. So for some reason, Bumblebee's line didn't. That's weird.
I think B was... Because last night, if I remember, it didn't... Even because the TF movies have been kind of like a bunch of diminishing returns. They're done well, but they're not really translated in certain areas. So I think B, they were really not confident on.
They predicted it wasn't going to do well, and then for Rise of the Beast, they predicted, or they were making the predictions, I guess, that they were going to do a bit better. Yeah,
because I mean, B did reasonably well critically and commercially.
Yeah,
when it came out.
Did Rise of the Beast? I don't think it did.
Rise of the Beast, it tended to review better than most of the Bay films. I don't know how it translated to a box office.
I don't think super well, but I think a lot of those movies at that point...
It was solid. It was solid more than bad, in fairness. And TF1 is just Paramount fucked the marketing big time on that one.
Yeah.
Because that film should have done better than it did. I'm not going to say it would have been gangbusters, but it should have had a much better box office than it had for. But marketing and their release schedule for it was just bonkers.
Yeah, it's a lot better than I enjoyed it a lot more obviously than the base stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, I still think it had a lot of issues to it, and it had way too much
Oh,
Marvel
absolutely.
humor in it. But it was actually a movie rather than most of the
Yeah.
live action stuff, which is just a nightmare of things. And speaking of a
Hmm.
nightmare of things, events
Oh,
that happened,
God.
The Last Night is certainly one of those movies.
Oh, yes.
A great example of what the fuck are even you is our first toy, a deluxe Cogman, even though I like to call him
Yeah.
Cockman because it's funnier. Who was
Yeah.
not a car in the movie, from what I remember. He was and this is technically not Cogman either, because for some reason, this figure. There's two. There's the Studio Series 1 and the Premium Edition one. The Studio Series 1 is actually just one Transformer, while the Premium Edition, the actual figure
Actually,
that was in
no,
the movie.
it's not the Studio Series is actually a repaint of the premiere of the movie one.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same toy. Same toy. It's still a headmaster. They
Oh,
just
is
haven't
it?
got it
Oh.
in the. It's they just haven't put the
Oh, I think it's the
headmaster
pose
in
that
the
threw me off
picture.
because the shoulders
Yeah.
looked a bit different. So okay, so thank you
Yeah.
for correcting me. It's the same figure then. So he is
And
still
Cogman's not even the
bizarrely
car.
enough a Titans Return figure, even though this was a couple of years after Titans Return, I think.
Yeah. Titans Return had kind of been and gone by a while by this point.
Yeah, because we were on Siege.
I think we were starting to get.
Earthrise? No.
No, Siege hadn't come because I remember Siege dropped when I was recovering from my back surgery in 2019. So this would have been probably Power of the Primes
Okay.
because that took us from kind of like 2016 and 2017, I think, through to late 2018. I think, more or less. It's such a weird figure this way because Cogman is the headmaster. It's not actually the car, for one.
Yeah. Who's got no paint on him, by the by, at least in Cogman robot mode. Not head mode.
The Studio Series 1 apparently has more paint on, but you can't see it.
No, they've only got the one image of the robot mode for some reason.
Yeah. But it's so weird.
Yeah, the robot mode is a bit messy because you can tell they've painted specific areas to make it look metal, but not all of it.
Yeah.
So you've got thighs, the back of his ankles. You can see a lot of the interior of the car, which is kind of obviously behind him. It's like his back kibble and the side of the doors has this very distinct, like just normal plastic silver that they go for, and then obviously his chest and his shoulders have the actual painted metal, and his head kind of looks a bit. It looks a bit rubbery plastic. I'm sure it's not, but the way it's painted, it looks like it would feel like. Do you remember how Transformers Prime Dreadwing's head was? How that felt?
Yes. Yeah.
It's probably not, but it looks like that. It looks like it's rubbery and melty.
It is weird how they've done that.
Yeah,
and
it's not a good look.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. It's funny because he's referred to as a headmaster of the film, but he never does the thing.
Oh, I'll have to take your word for that. I don't remember him doing that. I remember the only thing I remember about Cogman is him wrestling a fish on the submarine.
Yep,
that did happen, right? I wasn't just like fever dream.
There's that, and almost all of his scenes are him having sassy dialogue with Anthony Hopkins.
Yes. That's
which is safe by the fact it's Anthony Hopkins and Jim Brown doing the voice of Cogman. So yeah, that helps.
Nah, I don't think it does because the material's terrible.
I know, but at least if you got two good actors delivering it can at least put a bit of a polish on that turd. Not much of one, but it's something.
Know. I think Anthony Hopkins was better in was it Del Toro werewolf movie?
Oh yeah, the wolf. No, it wasn't Del Toro. It was the guy who directed Captain America and The Rocketeer.
Oh well, that would explain more. That makes a lot more sense.
XLILM guy also did Jurassic Park 3.
Oh God, okay.
I've forgotten his name, but I actually quite like a lot of his stuff because he kind of gets that kind of slightly old school vibe. But yeah, he Hopkins was certainly having more of fun, it seemed, in for Wolfman, but
That
so
was
did
a
everyone in that film, I think.
that was a very
was a-
schlocky film.
Oh yeah.
I liked it
I
well
mean,
enough, but I wouldn't say it was good.
oh god, no. But Anthony Hopkins, Benicio del Toro, and Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
No scene was left unchewed in that movie.
No, I don't. Hugo Weaving wasn't in much of the film, though, was he? If I remember, he was just was it? He was a police constable, but I don't remember him having a huge role.
He was the main antagonist of outside antagonists in a way.
I was going to say because Hopkins was the antagonist.
Yeah, but he wasn't as overtly villainous as Hugo Weaving characters have a tendency to be when he's playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
He played him more as a guy who was genuinely trying to do his job to protect people.
Yeah, he was a police officer. He was a good man.
Yeah.
It just happened to be that Andy Hopkins was actually just insanely evil for some reason. Yes. Because, I don't know, he's a werewolf or something. Whatever. But what do you think of Cogman's car mode? Because I will give it this. I think the car mode does look nice, even though it is just grey. It looks like a James Bond car, I suppose.
I mean, it's an Aston Martin.
Yeah.
It's a DB11, so it's For one thing, when they do the licensed alt modes, they do try and get it right for these because they kind of have to. But
that's probably nice. A big you better get this right. It has to look like our car, or you're fucked. Fuck your robot mode.
It's cute that the British Transformer turns into the quintessential British spy car. So that's fun.
It'd be nice if this was on a better robot, because I have you had this toy, or was this not one that
I haven't. I it's one that I kept meaning to try and pick up, but I could never really. Whenever I saw it, I just went, I'll pick it up another time, and just never got around to it.
Do you still have that feeling now? Do you still look at it and go,
I mean, I might pick up the Studio Series one if I ever see it around.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. At least it would be a bit better painted. That's for sure. Let's have a look at what the blurb says. The Titan Master's legs face forward, tabs interfere with the head mode. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because usually when you transform the head, it usually tabs together, but it says the Titan Master's legs have to face forward, have face forwarding tabs, as usual, at the knees that interfere with the arms in head mode.
Oh, that's weird.
That's unusual. So either the arms or legs stick out unless the tabs are shortened with the cutting tool. I wonder why that is, because it must be the actual face of Cogman that causes that, because otherwise it's the same tech that they would have used for all of the other Titan Masters, you would have thought.
Yeah. But then they say the arms and the legs are the two bits that don't really interact with the face tool, so the fact that they've done something between this and and we can see from the figure it looks like all the other Titan Masters.
Yeah.
So they must have done something to the arms, but just mucked things up and just. Oh, that's so weird.
Unless the wiki's wrong, I guess. It also says the
forward-facing tabs at the knees.
It also says the transtector neck area seems designed to allow headmasters to stay attached under the hood during vehicle mode, but Cogman's chin is too large. Even if the aforementioned knee tabs are trimmed, the head still barely doesn't fit. Huh.
That's funny.
That's an interesting thing to engineer, and then not engineer the Titan Master to be able to do what they wanted it to do.
Yeah. It does feel a little like this one was kind of, they did just enough and then pushed out the door before they gave it a final rundown.
Yeah. Odd.
Bit of a shame, because the actual posability isn't too bad.
It seems standard. Doesn't seem anything crazy, but it seems fine from the looks of things. I mean, it's hard to say if anything clashes or is more limited than it actually looks in the photos, but it looks like, it does the job, I guess.
Yeah. And the fact that the head is designed so that you should, even if you actually can't, sort of a head. It's something that I've actually wanted on headmaster type characters for years.
Yes. Yeah.
But interesting.
I would, to be fair though, I would say yes for target masters, like for Misfire and Trigger Happy and Slugslinger, their heads, even though it was made a thing for the Titans figures, they should have had the ability to keep the heads on. I don't mind it as much for the actual headmasters because that was their gimmick.
That's true. For ones who were
for
never
me, I don't
originally
mind.
headmasters, so like Hot Rod and Cup and Blur, that would have been nice if
stuff.
Yeah, that would have been nice if they had a bit more options in there, but
it saved on budget, I suppose, for them. Mr. White in chat says, when asked about his appearance in the film, Hopkins said, if Transformers was good enough for Orson Welles, it's good enough for me. Fair enough. And even if the movie turns out shit, the paycheck will cash just fine. So fuck it, who cares?
I mean, that's valid. It's the same reason Harrison Ford gave when asked if he felt embarrassed doing the Red Hulk mocap. That's what the paycheck's for.
Harrison Ford doesn't give a fuck. I can't remember the last movie I saw with Harrison Ford in where he actually cared. It's been a long time.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that was probably it. And I don't remember Blade Runner it wasn't as good as the original. I know that much.
I liked it, but
was it as good as the original? Yeah, that's
not quite, but it wasn't off by much.
Okay,
it's not a film that will need multiple editions like the original.
In some ways, I think that's arguable a benefit, to be honest, because that's one thing I don't like about Blade Runner. It's like, what fucking version do you watch?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. 2049, you can just watch it and know that it's Blade Runner 2049. You haven't got to go, is this the director's cut, the remaster, the final cut, legacy,
the Blu-ray cut, the DVD cut, the Betamax cut? Mr. White, put your thoughts on the newer Blade Runner movie in chat, because I wonder what you would have to say about that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the studio series, like you mentioned, was just a fancier. Was there any changes to the mold for this figure? I don't think there was, right?
From what they said, it's literally just a redeco,
and it's much better. They changed out the gray silver for like a gunmetalish silver, and then used a lot more painted silver across the entire figure to make it more consistent. The face doesn't look like it's melty wax this time. It does look like it's made out of plastic. I think this is just like better paint job all over the place. Maybe it was like a weird dry brushing effect that they tried to do on the previous one. And maybe here there's just like flat silver plastic, flat silver paint, which makes it look
the description says that the previous one had a paint wash as opposed to this one where they just went for a shinier paint.
Okay.
And like you say, there's more of it. It's the actual layout is nicer.
Yeah.
It kind of, because it's still leaning into the whole knightly armored vibe of the last night. This kind of gets that across a lot better because you can see it in the fluting along the shoulder pads and the greaves and the thigh armor.
Yeah.
It just feels it gets all that detail out much more successfully.
And the sword doesn't look like something you'd buy at a shopping center on a cart. Back in the 90s, it actually looks like a sword he would wield.
Yeah, still a bit on the short side, but that's the case of all Hasbro swords, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like, but it's hard to tell. So it looks like it's not rubbery plastic. But like I say, I don't know that for sure. It looks like it's not rubbery plastic. I would hope it's not. But it's hard to say.
Magic 8 Ball says, ask again later.
Yeah. One negative I will say is I prefer the look of the car mode of the old version, the original version. I like the black roof.
Yeah, the black roof is a nice touch on that one.
And a little bit of black trim around the window screen and the windows as well, I think is quite nice.
I think I agree with you that one. If the black trim had been carried over to this all silver,
yeah.
Ooh, I mean, you do still get a little bit of black around for
Oh yeah, the trim's
windows,
there. My
but,
bad. Yeah, it's just
but you
missing
have
the black roof. I think the black roof adds a little bit more color to it.
the
But
roof
different.
does something to help. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but I just like the black roof. Maybe that makes it more James Bondy, and the silver roof is just more standard car. But that's just a weird perception I have. It's not a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a black roof can help give the impression that it's potentially a fold or collapsible roof when it might not be, but it
Yeah.
gives the illusion, which kind of it triggers something in the mind, makes you think, oh, fancy.
It's weird that this car wasn't, or this mold wasn't used for anything else either, because I think it might have been. I don't know. Again, I don't know if the mold was good or not, but it's kind of a shame that both times it was used, it was just for Cogman, and it was just a silver and black car, effectively. There's no like red one, or blue one, or green one, purple one, Decepticon version of this character, or anything like that.
It is odd that they didn't try and get a little bit weird using this design, because I mean, Nitro Zeus got a couple of repaints out at least.
Yeah, you got two other ones, oddly enough. And this got nothing, which is weird.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could have. I mean, maybe not for this line, maybe not for the last night, but you could have probably farted it out for something else. Maybe it was because he had the cog in his tummy that maybe locked him into being stuck into Cogman.
Maybe it's because of the fact that it's a licensed Aston Martin.
Oh, yeah, that could be a reason too. Yeah.
But then, and they didn't want to go to the effort of trying to reshell it into a different car.
Oh, the chest area, yeah, and the tummy, yeah. Mr. White says, I like the new Blade Runner. Was it needed? No. But I'm glad it was made by Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve, that's him. That said, the fact they sequelized Blade Runner meant studios held nothing sacred.
I mean, I have all of Titan Comics Blade Runner graphic novels they did in the last 6-7 years. So
I think it's been a long time since Hollywood held anything sacred, to be fair, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I understand your meaning.
I also own multiple copies of the Blade Runner PC game.
Oh,
so,
okay.
From back in day, and there's digital releases now, but
it's not as good as the video game that has what's his name? The more cowbell dude. More cowbell. He was in Batman as the villain, the second Batman movie.
Danny DeVito?
No, not Danny DeVito.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, yeah. Mind Shredder. Mind Ripper?
I think it might be Mind Ripper.
Mind Ripper. That's a real game. That's a real game. Amazing walking stuff in that game. Amazing stuff.
I mean, Blade Runner, the game is just weird because, one, it was from Westwood when they were still doing Command and Conquer, and two, they brought back almost every member of the cast except Harrison Ford.
I was going to say, there's no way Harrison Ford did that. No way.
Yeah, but everyone else who was around was like, yeah.
Money? Yeah, all right.
So bizarre.
Why not? Yeah. Harrison Ford was like, not enough money. Sorry, baby.
I mean, in fairness, in that point of the 90s, Harrison Ford was kind of, he was doing like Air Force One and the like. That was his primo run at the box office.
Man,
so,
Air Force One is a good film. That's some 90s good time action fun right there.
Yeah.
Get off my plane, and breaks Gary Oldman's neck.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen Air Force One, you should definitely watch it. It's not a Christmas movie,
Absolutely.
but it's a hell of a watch.
Yeah. From the era where they were just trying to Die Hard with whatever.
Yeah, Die Hard anywhere. And I was happy enough with that, because a lot of, well, I'd say most of them were decent, but at least fun. I'll go with fun. They were fun movies, even if they weren't.
If they got a theatrical release, they were normally an entertaining old time.
Yeah, I'd like like you say, if they were at the cinema, they were probably a 7 out of 10, which is like good,
Yeah.
Minimum. But we'll move on to talk about Autobot Hot Rod. He's French for reasons. Who knows
because
why?
Of course.
Well, apparently he's a retool, an extensive retool, oddly enough, of the Lamborghini lockdown figure from the Age of Extinction line for reasons, and who knows why. But for a redo, I guess it's not bad. I can't remember if this is... I don't think Hot Rod looks like this, though, in the movie, does he?
I struggle to remember what Hot Rod actually looked like in this film for a lot of it,
I struggle to
because,
remember a lot of the movie, but yes, I agree.
well, yeah. I mean, the head sculpt looks distressingly familiar,
Hmm.
and I think I remember the Lamborghini, he changes into it mid hijacking Marky Mark and the other human lead. He Shanghai's them. I can't remember.
I'm just like
Yeah,
the other lead. I'm like, I don't
yeah,
know who they
trying
are.
to-
It's like, I don't know.
I've stopped trying to even remember the human characters' names in these films anymore.
No, they're not. They're unimportant.
By this point, it was just like, yeah, fine. But no, I mean, it looks quite lovely. The car mode, certainly. The robot,
Okay, he definitely doesn't look like the robot mode. He definitely doesn't look like the robot mode. I've got on screen what the robot mode looked like. That and where's... Yeah, no. No. No.
yeah.
No.
Well, there's the two Studio Series versions of him. In his
The newer
World War
ones
II
are more
guys, and
accurate. Yeah, the last one
yeah,
they did
I mean,
was better.
yeah, I mean, the new one's actually an original mold for him, so that's something.
Mm-mm.
So,
I wonder why
yeah,
they did two versions of him. Why they didn't just use the 2000... Oh, the 2002 one was the Studio Series one. Never mind. But at least that one, at least in 2002, he got a figure that looked like he should do.
I mean, 2022, actually 2019 onwards, really, they started trying to do more original sculpts for Studio Series rather than just repaints of existing figures, because that I've been getting from a lot of pushback, I remember.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and it helps make Studio Series feel more justified as a subline, you know?
Yeah.
If you're going to have it and save it.
They also had like World War II Bumblebee and Hot Rod as well, which were like on screen for what, like a minute. So again, like you say, it was like, oh well, fair enough. You know, this makes sense.
A minute at most in the dark.
Yes. And I don't even think Hot Rod transformed.
Couldn't tell you.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Really couldn't.
Mr. Weiss says the movie Hot Rod looks like a B repaint. Maybe, but he's not. He's a repaint or a heavy retool of Lockdown, not B.
I mean, as retools go, though, it's a decent retool.
In what sense?
It doesn't. Just for one, it doesn't really look like Lockdown anymore. And it kind of, I want to say it looks like it, at least if you get into a decent pose, it looks like it will look good on the shelf, even if it's not 100% how he looks in the film. But
it doesn't say which Lockdown it is. I assume it's just the standard movie one that they retooled. Yeah, it does look better than the original figure if this is the one, the deluxe one. Because I think the Japanese retooled it a bit, didn't they? Yes, they did. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it looks like, yes, they did change seemingly a decent amount on it. Does it actually say here? Lamborghini, both Walmart exclusive. How is a premium edition figure? I can't be bothered to read through all of this, but I mean, I guess the main problem is it doesn't really look like Hot Rod. It looks like side art. It's like G1 Ironhide. Like, there are elements here that looks like the cartoon Ironhide, but most of it you'd look at it and go, that's not right. He doesn't have a head. And you're like, no, he does. It's just in his chest. And you're like, oh, it's very skinny.
And it kind of leans into one of the frustrations most of us have with these films, in it. You're giving these characters names that have a lot of weight to them amongst fans, and they don't really resemble the characters that folks. I get trying to present them to a new audience, but you can. I mean, what's wrong with having Hot Rod being maroon with flame effects?
I think that would have just been nice to make him stand out and be different. But I think the issue is
Yeah.
probably like a car company would be like, we can't have flames on our cars. We're not. This isn't the 70s or the 60s. We're not greasers.
Yeah.
We want to have a cool, sexy black car because that's what boring people like. Like, oh.
I'm trying to imagine going into the Lamborghini boardroom and saying, "Hi there. We want to paint your supercar maroon and put flames over it." You can just imagine the Italians' look of horror.
Mamma mia!
But it's black and chic.
My spaghetti.
Sexy.
I drop her on the floor with the surprise that you make her to me. Oh, yeah.
Look, that's not offensive, folks. Have you heard Hot Rod's accent in last night?
Have you heard any of the accents? If it was,
well,
it's fine. It's not like I was doing a French accent, then I'd just be diarrheaing from my mouth. Fucking French. I'll be watching Sharp, so my disdain of the French has grown even larger. That's it.
Oh, you found it then?
I did. Yeah, I've been hoofing through
Yeah.
some episodes. I'm like on season 3, episode 2, I think. It's weird. I was mentioning this to Mr. White on one of my streams. That it feels very similar. Like a lot of the episodes have a lot of like reasonably similar beats to them, and he mentioned that probably because there was like years between episodes, at least seasons, and I was like, that's fair. The last episode I watched, Perkins, the young lad, got killed by a dirty Irishman who'd betrayed the regiment he was part of because he thought the English were killing them back home, but they weren't. It was just a French propaganda, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, poor little Perkins. What a little lad. Now he's dead.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe in episode 2, Daniel Craig, James Bond, was in it. And he was like 3 years old. Well, he was more like 14 years old. But I was like, oh my God, it's Daniel Craig. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like there's a... Do you remember a show that Ridley Scott and David Bowie and Terrence Stamp did for Sci-Fi? I think The Hunger. Oh, and Tony Scott as well was involved. But
but I don't. I want to say I don't think the name sounds like unfamiliar.
Tony Scott did a vampire movie based on with that name, and the series kind of riffs a bit off it. But there's one episode that has a shockingly young Daniel Craig and Lena Headey in, and it's just like, good Lord, you're children in this almost. Yeah. This is so bizarre.
And he has like super piercing baby blue eyes as well when he was young.
Yeah.
They're not quite as piercing as he got older for some reason.
It's like he's the bad guy, and I think in the second Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movie.
He is, yes.
With a really bizarre American accent. But again, just those piercing blue eyes.
Yeah. I guess that's what he was known for. And Brian Cox as well. I guess he was only in season 1 because that's as much as they could afford him at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
And he looked exactly the same. Brian Cox is kind of like some of those actors who's just
he's just gotten grayer and whiter in hair over years.
I thought you were going to be mean and say wider. He's gonna go.
Oh, come on, Andy. That's just being mean.
Poor Brian Cox. He's just having a good time. Mr. White says, sorry, I mean his movie depiction. This was for the Hot Rod thing. Looks like B without all of the panels and an edgy paint scheme. And then Exelhead says, surprised we didn't get a G1 repaint of Hot Rod. I am as well, to be honest. But like Big D said, it's probably like lame licensing nonsense, which is probably the reason for a lot of this kind of stuff.
Come on. We're still waiting for Hasbro to give us a proper movie color version of Studio Series movie Hot Rod.
But it's one of those things that's up in the air. It's like, well, what's the real version? It's like no one knows. Because there is a reissue. Like, they are reissuing that Hot Rod figure at some point. It is being dangled, but I don't think anybody knows when it's coming, as far as I'm aware, right?
I mean, if it's in a new color scheme, it will... Yeah, people will just go, gimme. If it's not, there's still people who will go, gimme, because it's a figure you can't get anymore. It's decent figure. So
My one thing that I'd like, even if they don't change anything else on it, I'd like that, because I never got that figure. I'd like them to change the knee joints to not be yellow, because that was weird.
That's
Bright
fair.
yellow knee ratchet joints, which was really, really prominent and looked really ugly on the toy, I thought.
See, something I know they'll never do, but would be nice is if they packaged him with the Takara version of Firebolt.
That'd be fun. Yeah, they wouldn't do that though.
Yeah. No.
They wouldn't do that. Be fun.
Yeah.
Why do that when you could sell it again? I mean, they obviously they wouldn't do, because it's the movie version. Which, I mean, let's be fair. But you look at 86 movie Megatron. It's like, well, that's not movie Megatron, is it? He doesn't turn into a gun. Yes, I know he can't turn into a gun, but then he's not ever gonna be 86 movie Megatron. Then he's just not able to ever make him. But there you go.
Yeah.
Mr. White also says, I agree with Andy. I'll just leave it there. I won't read the rest of it. I'll read the rest of it. In that I cannot remember a single thing about the movie. This movie, I should say, the last night. Though I'm sure I did watch it. Well, it sounds like Big D and Mr. White are setting themselves up for a rewatch of the last night for the Flufferbusters.
No, it's fine. I'll just do a watch along where I put on all the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
That doesn't mean you'll watch them. You'll fall asleep by the end. 5 movies? Yeah, I'd be asleep by the end.
I didn't say I'd watch them. I said to put them on.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I'll just leave it running.
And Mr. White says, was Bowie in that series as well? The one that you mentioned, Big D?
Hunger, yeah, he was. Stamp and Bowie were the 2 host characters of each episode. I think Bowie was season 1, Stamp was season 2.
Did he have nightmarishly tight trousers so you could see his penis and his balls?
No, but in one episode they did have him basically flay the skin off part of his arm and put it back on.
Okay. So it's not quite as horrifying as Labyrinth, is what you're telling me.
No. One episode that does have a disturbingly young Giancarlo Esposito.
How young?
Well, we're talking like 30-odd years ago, so yeah, this would be like 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
So real young. With long hair as well.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Exelhead says, I don't need Studio Series 86 Hot Rod reissue. I need a proper Rodimus Prime in scale with Galvatron. I mean, that wouldn't be terrible either, because the Commander one was pretty terrible. I don't think anyone really
I like
Commander.
I like Commander Rodimus.
You're the first person I heard ever say anything decent about that figure.
I think it's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I quite like Roma with. I've got one of those third-party heads for it though to make it more movie accurate. But otherwise, yeah, I dig it.
Okay, like I say, you're the first person I've heard say anything positive about that figure.
I mean, I know a lot of people
came out and it was for the amount that you're getting, it's not worth the money.
Oh yeah, I didn't pay full price for it. For what I paid for it, though, I'm more than happy.
Okay. If you paid on a discount, then fair enough. But yeah, that was a
I think I paid $50 for it for my one
instead of what was it, like $80? Because it was cheaper than the current.
Yeah, that was when Commander was around the $80-$90 price point.
No, I don't think it was 90. I think it was probably more. 80-ish.
No, you're right. Yeah, it hadn't quite gone that far yet, but yeah it was.
Now we're on 100 with Onslaught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on. And we've talked about him.
Yes.
So we've got Megatron now. This is Voyager Megatron in his new form, his less messy form, where you can actually see the coherent detail of this figure. And he's back to being a quote-unquote jet.
He looks like an actual character, as opposed to just a massive edges slammed together.
He's still not amazing, and he's still got issue with just not being a very colourful toy, as he is grey, very darkish grey-blue, and then like a goldy colour here and there. He's still kind of messy in terms of colour, and not very poppy in that aspect, but he is not messy in terms of just shit everywhere on him. Wasn't ever a big fan of his new head design either, but I preferred it when the mask was around his face rather than it was pulled back. I'd say that. He comes with a sword. He has a sort of fusion cannon, so again, he's a bit more like, oh yeah, Megatron fusion cannon.
Yeah,
that's something a bit better.
It just felt a bit more. Well, you're right. It's not perfect because the colors are a bit
drab.
But for the overall design, it just feels better, more thought out.
Yeah,
it's still
exposed.
Yeah, it's still carrying over this armored aesthetic. I see a little bit of. I'm getting a little bit of Dracula's armor from the start of Bram Stoker's Dracula. In places,
I can kind of see. Yeah, it just needs to be just lines on lines. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I dig it, and the fusion cannon's just nice to actually have it finally. Not just be his arm turns into a cannon. No, it's actually on his arm. So.
You could argue it's rather small for a replication of a fusion cannon, but it's at least it's there. The jet mode is, again, I think a lot more coherent than, say, the first movie one, which, again, was just a mess. His head isn't just sitting on top of the jet mode, so, again, that's better than the...
It actually feels like a proper alt mode,
Yes. Yeah. Now, granted, I assume his underside, his wings, is a little bit on the messy side, as you can kind of see his feet hanging underneath the wings, which is obviously a bit of a shame, but... I'd almost wish those were part-forming parts and you could pop them off.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But I think even then the wings would be a little bit... You could argue, I think, that the wings are maybe too small. They should maybe be either wide... Well, they should be a little bit wider and thicker as well, I think.
Yeah, I think the leader version they did works better on that regard. Just because it feels like because of how it transforms, there's less kibble underneath. It's padding out the sides, so the wings look thinner and longer because there's not as much extra material padding out the fuselage.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those designs it's one. You know what? It's one of those designs where I like that it's Megatron. But you get to a point with these films where you just think, could they, by this point, Megatron's died and come back like 3 times already?
Yes, because he was Galvatron in the previous movie, shall we not forget?
Yes. And part of you just thinks, could you not have dug a different character out? Like...
anyone.
Thunderwing, Overlord...
Yeah, but he's not Bumblebee, is he, or Megatron? He needs to be brand name. And if he's not brand name, then it's not going to be used, which is why a lot of the time we don't get a lot of new characters, because they're too small.
Yeah.
Beast Wars looks revolutionary in a lot of ways now these days.
Yeah.
Which it was back in the day as well, in a lot of aspects as well, but like...
Absolutely, yeah.
Megatron and Prime, and even then it was Primal. That was the only kind of name recognition characters, and they weren't the same.
Absolutely.
It's unthinkable to do it this day. Unthinkable.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Exelhead says, I like Kingdom Rodimus too, but he's not a good rival pairing with Galvatron, despite both coming from Kingdom.
Oh, I thought they paired together quite nicely, to be fair, but... Okay.
I think Axel Hedges issues like height disparity between the two of them, especially since Kingdom Galvatron had quite short legs. He's quite like wide on chest and then short in legs, if I remember. I never had the Rodimus. I couldn't stand them side by side, so I don't know what the sides of them were like next to each other.
Yeah, I'll stick my Galvatron out, try and do a comparison. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure they looked pretty decent. But hey-ho.
Hey-ho. Is there anything else you want to say on this Megatron? Again, not reused ever again. It was just this one version of him, apparently.
Another surprise here, because honestly, it's not a licensed alt mode.
Yeah.
And if you were to actually redo this in, like, Thunderwing colors with a new head sculpt, that could actually look pretty decent, I reckon.
You could get something out of it, I'm sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's something. Again, you're going from basically really boring colors, and you could do something with it, I'm sure. I
Yeah.
don't know what, but you could probably do anything, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's just a surprise that so many of these Last Night molds haven't really been reused for anything.
I'm guessing it's like what you said. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna make the movie toy line. That's it. That's it. We're done. Moving on. It's just, it is weird
Yeah.
that there's no milking. Maybe they just thought there was nothing to squeeze from the cow, so why bother milking? I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll be talking about the leader later, but we can talk about Nitro Zeus now. Probably the figure that I thought was the most interesting and the one I was tempted by the most because I thought he had a pretty interesting
Yes.
robot mode. Jet mode is a little bit on the thwat side, but reasonably clean. But this was the one I was most interested about. Oddly enough, though, for some reason, he has a Titan Master-esque gimmick. No one knows why. At least I don't know why. Because you could pop his head off and put in Titan Masters instead.
I think I read somewhere there was an idea that they toyed with initially to have Cogman and him fight, and Cogman slaps his headmaster into Zeus's body. But I think they ditched that quite a ways after the toys had been designed. So
good, because that sounds awful, and it sounds like a really cringy joke, basically.
I mean, yes, but it's fun that it's gotten that option in there, and it did mean that when they did that Thunderwing head as part of the Toys R Us exclusive boxes, Nitro Zeus's body makes for a really good Thunderwing body, in fairness.
Yeah. For customizers, it would have been super useful for just like fiddling around and coloring and whatnot. In terms of just like looks, again, I think look-wise, this is fairly nice. Boring paint scheme again, which it's just like flat gray, bit of gold, bit of silver, black. Very uninteresting. Jet mode, again, pretty uninteresting. But the robot itself, I don't think looked bad. And like I say, the jet was okay. It was a little bit on the fat side. But man, what did you think of the look of this guy? Because I'm guessing you didn't get this one either, right? Because I didn't.
No, it's so frustrating because I was meant to. You know, it was one. If I'd seen it on the shelf, I probably would have gone for, but I just never saw it on the shelf anywhere. And it's a shame because I like a lot about it. For one thing, he's probably the most memorable Decepticon character in the entire film. For all the brief time he gets, which ain't much, but they do a pretty decent job of making you interested in him. The robot mode looks pretty good, even if the colors are a bit boring at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the fighter, sure, it's a bit chonky, but it kind of works for it because it almost feels like he's got just massive weapon bays or something.
I'm not sure I'd agree with that aspect.
That's a bit of a stretch, but you know what I mean? It's like you look at it and go, oh, that's really big and chunky. That's cool. That's got menace, even if it's not aerodynamic.
I think it's more like I'm just used to Transformer jets being quite fat, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I think it's more that than
well.
anything else. Like a lot of Transformer jets are not desperately clean, so you go, yeah, okay, well, fair enough. It's just how it be. Excel had said mentioned the whole thing that you mentioned as well, Big D, about the Cog taking over Nitro Zeus, the movie. He mentioned that as well. I guess that was the thing that happened.
Yeah.
In terms of repaints,
I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I'm sure I heard it.
In terms of repaints, he got done into Thundercracker. What was this for? This was part of a Chicago aerial offensive backdrop for the studio series. So they repainted him in somewhat Thundercracker colors. It's a way darker blue than you'd think for Thundercracker. They did give him a new head, which I guess you could still pop off. This is visually a bit more interesting. I don't like the coloring on the chest because they still kept the gray on the chest and made it just more black. I would have liked more of the blue incorporated onto that chest as well. But I think visually it's got a little bit more pop, thankfully, than the standard version of the figure.
Yeah, the head's got it's a nice tie into Starscream's head design from the first three films. I really like how they've gone for that lightning bolt motif on the tail fin and the tail wing
Yeah,
design.
again,
That's
it's a
kind of
little bit of
funky.
extra stuff that they added, which
Yeah,
is nice.
and it just kind of feeds into into his name as well, which is unexpected but welcome. I dig it.
Though I see the lightning bolts on the tail fin, and I'm like, maybe the nose should have had the shark mouth on it and eyes.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
because they added the extra flair of the lightning bolts rather than them just being lines, it feels like it wanted a little bit more extra flair, maybe, at least to my eyes.
Hmm.
But I think of decent stuff. Apparently a simple fan mode for Thundercracker is to leave his wings unfolded in robot mode to give him the traditional Seeker look. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Apparently that's
And
doable.
apparently there was another redeco into KSI Boss.
I don't know what that's a reference to be honest.
No idea, but he's a bit more
It just feels like
gunmetal overall.
it just feels like a premium version of Nitro Zeus, where he's just like you say, shiny as silver. Is it a new head? No,
Yeah.
it's not. Is it? It's the original mold's head. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I don't
Very
know why
odd.
they colored the wings just like a darkish gray. It makes the and then the body closer to the main body is just more of the metallic-y color. Looks a bit weird. I think robot mode it looks
Yeah.
fine. It's just the
It
jet mode looks a
does.
bit off somewhat. The color scheme for the jet mode almost has a bit of Transformers Prime Starscream, where the wings are this gray color and then the main body is metal. But it doesn't work as well here just because of how the shape of that plane from Prime works to the shape of this figure works.
I kind of get it because in quite a lot of fighter aircraft, the wings are made of a different material to the main fuselage. So that, but it's so weird to see it. I'm looking at it. I think they've only done the wings that way for this figure to get the effect on the booster packs on his back when they fold up.
Oh yeah, okay, I see that.
Tried a bit more color breakup of color on the. So it's not all just solid silver, but it's still weird.
I don't know why they call it KSI though. It doesn't even say on the description here what it is exactly. Like why it's called KSI. I mean specifically, it's just this is a quote unquote repaint where he's shiny as silver, and that's it.
Yeah, that's so weird.
No, it's odd.
And it's an Age of Extinction figure as well, this one.
Oh, yes, so it is.
It's Studio Series 2019, but it's supposed to be for an earlier film.
Well, that's just Cope, because he wasn't in the earlier movie. He just wasn't.
Not with this design, anyway.
No, not at all. Welcome, Rodimus Power Toy Collector. Hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, they have a fancy image of KSI where he's got weird lightning whips and he's way more rounder and has a completely different head.
Yeah, that's apparently concept art from Age of Extinction. Because according to this, the KSI bosses were some of the drones.
Excel had just mentioned that in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's such a weird use for Nitro Zeus to do that for that figure.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, why not do a Skywarp? Why not do a Starscream? You've already done Thundercracker.
That is odd. They did Cracker, but they didn't do the other two.
Yeah, it's odd.
Weird.
Not quite sure why they did that, but there you go. We got the Voyager of Scorn. We had previously a deluxe of Scorn in the previous movie, and now they've decided for some reason they went, what if we made him but bigger? I guess they say he had to scale better with Grimlock, apparently, and the rest of the Dinobots. So maybe it was for that reason. He's more movie accurate, apparently. 3 scales. It says sales, not scales. Sales on his back. And his tail arm now features several points of articulation. Excuse me. For some reason, the Beast Mode stock image is missing the red panels on the front of his thighs. Oh, so they are. This figure has a decent heft, due to both being large for its scale and being made largely from rubberized plastic. Oh, good.
Oh, goody.
Oh, good.
I mean, he is quite spiky, so I can understand why they did that, but still.
It is unfortunate, at the very least. Yeah, there's even in robot mode, all of the spines from the pointy bits on his back are all across his back as well. I think this looks a little. Maybe it's just the stock footage here that they've used, or the stock image they've used here. I'm not sure I like it better than the deluxe in terms of how it looks.
Yeah, it does look a little. It doesn't look like it really has justified that bump up in scale, does it?
I think it's the arms, right? Because the arms just kind of look a bit like a mess. Maybe it's the way they've been posed and it's not really showing them off
Yeah.
desperately well, but they just don't look quite right. They look half done, maybe. It doesn't help that they're hollow looking as well. Let's see if I can get a better image of Scorn. Scorn.
No, that looks hollow. Yeah, that's
Voyager. Are there any
very
better
odd.
images of Voyager Scorn? No. Looks a little bit better here. Don't take me to a YouTube video. No, okay. He's a side by side of the two of them. I don't know. I don't think it looks. Again, like I said before, I don't think it looks much better. I like the head on the deluxe one. The Voyager one has this weird, like, it almost looks like it's a helmet, and then they're wearing like a material piece over the top, like a veil.
Yeah,
and it's kind of bending at the bottom because it's lying on his chest. I don't think that's what it's meant to be, but it kind of looks like that rather than the more standard knight helmet that the deluxe has.
There's some odd stuff going on with how the head sits. It just doesn't look. It's so weird that the deluxe just seems to. Because there is stuff to like about the Voyager. The fact that Voyager gives you a nice heft, but then you look at it, in fact, Beast Mode, yeah, he's got the three sets of spine ridges, but then that Beast Mode does look a little bit messy, more messy than it should be.
Have you seen the side-by-side of the Dinobot modes together? The deluxe and the
I
Voyager.
have not.
The head looks better on the Voyager. The deluxe one looks a bit more like a kid version, is how I would describe it. The head from the deluxe one looks like it was from the Land Before Time.
I can understand that. Yeah.
It's got a smoother snout and whatnot, while the Voyager looks a bit more dangerous. It's got more pointiness to it.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. I don't think the extra 2 spines really help the dinosaur mode out a huge amount, to be honest.
No, not really.
The tail having extra points of articulation that the Voyager does
that is nice.
Obviously, that's a boon. Again, just not massive. I just don't like that robot mode. I just don't like it compared to the deluxe. It's a little bit bigger in Voyager scale than it is to deluxe, but again, not massively. The arms of the dinosaur look better than the deluxe's arms because they're actually painted and they actually have properly sculpted claw hands to them.
Yeah.
You know, I like the little blemishes of orange that the deluxe has on it as well.
Yeah, it's an odd one, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Like I say, not. I don't like in robot mode for the Voyager that the spines are just flayed across its back, while on the deluxe they kind of go a little bit. They go a little. You can see them in robot mode going behind the head and clearly forming like little wings down the side.
Yeah.
I don't know how best to describe it, but it reminds me a little bit of the Kislev cavalry. How they have the 2 fins of like feathers down their spine, and then they have like a third one on the top of the head. Whatever that.
I get what you mean.
Called.
Yeah.
Reminds me of this. While the Voyager just has some almost as back kibble. It's just kind of put behind his back and like there it is. We're not doing anything with it, but it's there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
just seems to have done more interesting things than the Voyager has.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know,
Which is,
like, is it a better hand feel toy? Like, does it have that much
hmm,
more articulation to it to justify it?
yeah.
You know, just
'Cause, I mean,
looks wise.
I mean, it looks like there's a little more, at least a little more articulation going on.
Yeah, he's got a wrist
In,
joint. It's an exposed mushroom peg for some reason, but he does have hand like twistiness to it, so that's
yeah,
a
and
thing.
I think I think there might be an ankle tilt in there as well.
Yeah, there's an image here showing that
A very,
there's a reasonably deep bend to it. It seems.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest.
hmm,
A little disappointed. That's a shame. Well, this guy
yeah.
wasn't redone at all. He was just done the one time, and that was it. Again, never used again. Maybe because of the rubberized plastic. I imagine all of his spine was rubberized
Hmm.
plastic. I wonder how much of him was that, and how much was normal boy plastic versus baby.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to stab myself plastic.
Because there's a lot of spikes on there.
Yeah, a lot. And I'm wondering if it's just that, or if there's like the mouth, the jaws, because they've got like pointy teeth on them. Maybe are the hands for the dinosaur mode?
I would have guessed that the tail would probably all of the main segments would all have been rubberized because of how spiky they are.
Maybe. I mean, there are like
At least,
pointy spines going down the tail.
hmm,
The scales around them. I don't know. Maybe.
yeah,
It's hard to say.
and either the upper or lower jaw, I'd say, would have been rubberized.
Yeah, I think
That's
one
how
of them
big.
has to be,
Yeah,
surely. Yeah.
yeah. Maybe the back of the head potentially, because he's got quite a few smaller spikes there that are not as rounded as the ones back along the neck towards the spine.
No, what a shame. I thought I was going to be more positive on this one because it looked okay from the image, and then I clicked on the big one and went, oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, I'd actually forgotten they did a Voyager Scorn this soon, to be fair. I remember thinking about it now, I always remember it was weird that they did it because I didn't really think that he needed a Voyager.
I think people were happy because because this guy was quote unquote in scale. And obviously, people are real scale whores, so they were very happy to get that figure in the right scale. But I'm not sure if they were satisfied with what they got from it. That I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But should we? Oh, we'll do Megatron now, and then we'll do the only figure that you've actually got from the line, which is Dragon
Okay.
Storm. So leader Megatron. So we already had one Megatron, but what about a bigger Megatron? Is what I hear you asking. This was part of the premium line. Was this only in Japan?
I think it might have been because I don't. Again, I don't remember seeing this on sale here.
Nor do I.
I do remember that not necessarily this toy, but Last Night Megatron is one of those figures that kind of was when you started to have really, really nice third and fourth party KOs coming out.
Yeah, we're in that era at this point for like 2017.
Because I have a Last Night Megatron, but I'm pretty sure it's a KO. I have no idea which KO it is. It's Voyager size, but it's definitely not the Voyager that's we've looked at before.
Do you think it might be a downscale of this one?
I think it might be, but I can't. Like I say, I've got no idea who did it because I can't remember.
No, but it's probably a company that doesn't exist anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's just odd that
this one has
like
a better paint scheme or better color scheme. I think it's a bit more consistent. Yeah. It looks like you could argue there's less color on it because it looks like it's all just mostly one color, which is like the kind of dark gray color.
Yeah, but then it means that the spot colors stand out more.
Yeah, and it seems more consistent rather than the dark bluish color that the Voyager went for whatever reason. They swapped out the heavy gold for a, what would you call that? Like a bleached bone kind of color, I suppose.
Yeah, bleached bone, spatty bone, however you want to call it. Yeah, that kind of like pale sand, a very pale sandy yellow color.
Yeah, not quite sure why they swapped that out for that color. Doesn't look too bad. I don't think it's desperately accurate. His fusion cannon has grown massively in scale. It's much bigger, at least in terms of the base of it, the actual cannon part, the turret, I suppose you could call it. That's reasonably thin compared to the hooft of it that's on his forearm. I think the sword's a lot bigger as well, seemingly.
Yeah.
But the jet mode is way cleaner. The wings don't have feet hanging off underneath them, and they look a lot longer as well. So the jet mode is
They
a
do.
lot better, I think, than the previous than the Voyager at the very least.
Yeah,
what do you
it
think
looks
of
a
this?
lot. Overall, it does just look a lot nicer than the Voyage, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I wonder if there's
Yeah.
some nicer images of this figure. Let's check the site I was using for score. No, I'll just put it into Google. That'll be easier. So last night, leader Megatron. That's not. Is that the leader? It's the leader. It's a different color. Why is it a different color? It's not massively different colored. Oh no, this isn't a good gallery. Never mind. It's just like, hey, do you want to buy this figure? It's like, no. I want to look at images of the toy. You dirty. Oh well, that one looks like it's the correct color. Is it? Will it actually
Hey.
show something?
In the meantime, if folks wanted this Megatron in gold, well, Lucky Draw had you sorted.
Yeah.
Was it like no?
Lucky.
Taiwan TF Expo 2017.
I think you could basically call it a lucky draw. It's part of that kind of group, I think.
Yeah.
This image load up.
All vacuum metallized.
Metallized, yeah. Okay, those images aren't going to work. They do exist. This one has the mask changing gimmick where the little horns would wrap around the face. The face actually looks a little bit different compared to the deluxe one. Oh, can't get on there. Okay.
Yeah, I do dig the idea of the having that functionality built in. It's more interesting than just bunging a load of light and sound stuff into the torso, you know?
I agree. I don't think, as I mentioned, I was a big fan of how his face looked without it, but, you know, it looked kind of okay with it on. We got some images here. You can see that the colors are not exactly like they were from the, I guess, the promo images. They're a lot darker, at least on this one. This is the leader, right? Yeah, this is the leader one. I don't know why it looks different, but yeah, you have a better idea of how it looks. Oh, his wings are just hanging off of his back. That's why they look good, because they're just bunged onto his back. That makes a bit more sense. Fair enough.
Yeah.
He came with 2 fire effect parts as well, which you could stick into his bum, which again don't look too bad.
Yeah.
Definitely better than the Voyager. From what I remember, Voyager Megatrons usually have looked better than their leader counterparts. I don't know if that's consistent, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But I want to say
overall, that's I'd say that's been a fair point. The leaders for past films have generally been they've been over gimmicked, you know?
Yeah, because I remember that the Revenge of the Fallen one had the big swollen arm and then the little weedy tiny arm, like way more than that was in the movie. The first movie was just a mess. It was a mess with gimmicks.
The Revenge of the Fallen one it's a better figure than the first movie one, but it's still compromised by the fact that the entire torso is just rammed full of all the electronic gubbins.
I just got really annoyed with how small one of his arms were.
Yeah, but that was the design they had to run with.
But it wasn't that small in the movie.
No, it wasn't.
His
I
arm
get what they were
looked
trying to
like
go for, but
Piccolo's arm after Cell had drunk it of energy. If you remember, you haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, have you?
I've seen bits of Dragon Ball Z.
No, you haven't. How much have you seen of Dragon Ball Z?
Probably about 3 episodes.
Yeah, you haven't seen Dragon Ball Z. Because that's like 0 point something of the runtime of that show, because it went on for like 700 episodes or something.
Look, when it was airing in the UK, it was locked off to Sky.
Yeah, it was. Cartoon Network, baby. Let's go.
And we never had Sky until about 2007, I think.
Oh, damn.
Which is fun, because at that point, we had that brief moment where there was the Anime Network airing on Sky, which was lovely.
Oh yeah, that didn't last long, did it? Oddly
It
enough.
didn't, because I mean, it kind of coincided with ADB tanking massively, so
Mm,
the
that's
anime market go.
unfortunate.
But that brief shining moment where suddenly you could watch all these shows.
Hmm.
But,
Well, Megatron is done. So, Big D, tell us about Dragonstorm being the two boys, Dragicus and Stormrain.
Dragonicus.
Dragonicus, yeah, that one. You got him.
It's,
You got him on sale, right?
I did. I
Yeah.
think I paid about 20 quid for them.
For how big are the figures individually? Are they
They're
like deluxe or Voyager?
they're about Voyager size, yeah. They're quite chunky boys.
So £10 per Voyager. That's not bad.
Yeah. No, I mean, for that money, I'm more than happy. They are flawed in areas because, for one thing, the swords are hilariously small, but whatever.
Yeah, they're more like Gladiuses, right? In terms of how big they are.
Yeah, which that's fine. The dragon mode combined is actually kind of fun in of itself. It's novel just for how they go together.
It looks like it's let down a bit by how ugly the colors on this figure are.
Yeah, colors is the main thing, to be honest. If it's one of those figures that would have been kind of nice to have maybe gotten a non-movie accurate recolor at some point.
All right, this wasn't even movie accurate though, to be fair.
Well, yeah,
because it's just gray. Like it's just a mess of dark gray in the movie. They try to do something with it. Like I'm not quite sure why they've given it like orange splodges for hair or fire coming off of the back of its heads.
Yeah, it's because you kind of wish that they'd kind of, if they were going to not make it screen accurate, to push even harder into making it look a lot less, just a lot more exciting than anything.
Yeah, for those that don't know, the color scheme is the pallid bone color that we mentioned, black, gray, unpainted gray, that color as well, the silver color, orange, bits of metallic-y blue as well in there, and then silver paint. It's all over the place. It's super inconsistent. It's a mess. It's a mess visually.
But they look pretty decent once you've got them transformed and stood next to some of the other.
Yeah, the robot modes don't look too bad. They look like standard, like okay looking knights.
Yeah, there's a nice vibe going on. Put them next to Steelbane and his Redeco, and you've got a nice little small troop of knight weirdos there. That's kind of fun. It's weird. The bio mentions that there were issues where the heads could snap off and move from the packaging. I never had that issue.
Which heads? So, the dragon heads or the robot heads?
The dragon heads, because it came packaged in beast mode.
Oh, and it could snap. How are the what? I'm guessing it doesn't say whereabouts. Like, is it with the necks on rubbery joints?
Well, it just says.
I mean, you should know this because you have
taken for separating Dragon's from his packaging, as all three heads can and will snap off, and sometimes do in transit. I never had that issue.
Is there any rubbery plastic on these figures?
Well, it says in the heads, it's liable to disintegrate the hard plastic connected to the body, so that's
so it's hard plastic.
Well, it's a mixture of rubbery and hard.
Oh, okay.
And the rubbery can interact with the harder one, so I probably need to dig mine out and see how they're doing, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's if you look at the black part, I'm guessing that's the hard plastic, and then the grey bit that leads up to the actual head, the grey neck piece, I'm guessing that's the rubber part.
I think so, yeah.
Because if you look at how they're pegged into the black pieces, they're just these solid grey bits that just popped in the sides, and I'm guessing if they're rubbery, that's probably where the problem will be.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. I might have to have a root around and see if I can dig out.
I don't know why you'd make that rubber though. Why wouldn't you just have that as standard plastic? It's not sharp. It's not pointy.
Look, there's probably a conversation that could be had with the bods Hashtag about what process goes into deciding what materials each component of a transformer is going to be made of.
Yeah.
And I'd genuinely find it fascinating, to be fair, because
Like I understand
engineering is-
the argument for pointy bits because you don't want them to maybe break and they need to be safe for children. But for the neck joints here, for the kind of joint that it looks like they are,
there's no real need for it.
Yeah, it doesn't see. It'd be like replacing thigh joints with rubbery plastic. I mean, you can, but why would you? What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what bizarre thing to
Weird.
do? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Mr. White says that dragon is like the greatest hits of Hasbro Grey. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a shame.
Like
How well did they combine together? Was any like was it fun to transform them, would you say?
I think it was a decent enough transformation. Nothing that I remember being too egregious about it. Went together well, looks decent. And it, like I say, I paid well under what it was retailing for to start with, so more than happy on my end.
Yeah, because it started at like 50, 60 quid, right?
Yeah, because it was one of those leaders who were trying to push that higher price point, and no one really bought in on it. So I think it went to TK Maxx in the end.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right there.
Yeah, but on its own merits, it's a fun fig. It's a decent enough figure. It's an idea. It's one that. It's another one where if they're taking it a step further and giving it a really out there color scheme as a repaint,
Yeah,
reused it for another line in some way, they could have had something quite fun.
I'm not even sure you have to go that crazy with it. Just give it a color scheme, something more interesting. It doesn't have to be out there. Just green, a blue dragon, a red dragon.
Yeah.
Just something rather than beige.
Absolutely.
When I think dragon, I've never looked at it like a wood elf forest dragon, right? And thought, what would look good for this? Beige.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's ever done that. The only beige dragons you get are bone dragons. And that's acceptable because they're a bone dragon.
Well, the only place you ever want a hint of beige on any normal dragon is maybe on the belly. But that's only if you're very brave with how you do your blending techniques.
Yes, yeah, that's fair.
But that's something about this line, though, isn't it? The last night has been full of quite a lot of beige and oddly warm greys that just don't seem to work very well. But yeah, this was the last to date Michael Bay Transformers movie, and they were kind of running on fumes at this point.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it in some aspects.
I mean, this is the film that ends with about a third of Unicron sticking out of the planet Earth and Cybertron. And a chunk of Cybertron in near-Earth orbit. And
wasn't there a Quintesson on Earth as well, if I remember? Or a hinted right at the end?
Maybe. You had Quintessa, who corrupted Prime in the first place into Nemesis Prime.
I'm pretty sure that scene that you mentioned with the bits of Unicron sticking out of the ground, there was a human that went up to it and touched it, right? And I think that was a Quintesson, right?
There might have been, now you mention it. I can't remember.
It's not important because the movie was tat and it's never getting picked up again, but,
Yeah.
I think that happened. Maybe. I'm actually looking to see if anyone's done any custom paint jobs on the figure, and they haven't. I'm a little bit surprised about. No one's coming in when, what if we paint this figure to look nicer, and doesn't look like all the colors are just beige. Like it doesn't look like you changed them.
I honestly just don't think people care enough about the figure to do anything with it.
That's probably fair, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the most damning thing I can say about it.
Nobody cares. So true.
Yeah.
Mr. White says there was a post-credit scene that felt wildly pointless. Even then, nobody was following this film up. No.
There was a post-credit scene?
I think that was the Unicron horn touchy bit. I think that was it.
I can't remember. I watched that film once, even though I own it on Blu-ray, and at least one digital platform.
Less than some of the other TF movies, so that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's all of the toys of that era we've got to talk about. I thought we'd throw in these two bits of news though, because well, there was not much to go on, and this is
Yeah.
probably most of the news for next week, I assume. So, Big D,
Eh.
do you have the Optimus Prime, the Star Optimus Prime?
Star Convoy, not yet.
Did you see the link that I sent you on Amazon?
You did, and you know what?
I think it's back up for that price now for $100.
It's up to it's fair at 109.
Yeah.
Now, during I can't remember if it was during their Black Friday sale or one of their earlier sales, it did go under 100 at one point.
Do you remember how much?
I think it might have gone down to 90, which is perilously tempting.
Yeah, that 90 feels like the price maybe it should have been retail.
Yeah.
For me to have even considered it. And then if it was then on sale for like 70, I would be like, yeah, okay, I'll buy it for 70.
Yeah,
You know?
and then DNA come in with what's probably going to be maybe a $20 to $30 upgrade kit, which is actually it solves a fair few quibbles I think people have had with this figure.
Yes, because this is the DNA design DK76 Age of the Prime Star Optimus upgrade kit. Excel Hedge also says, bit late for this comment, but Andy, if you want to throw around scale here, would you and many others have not been upset if the recent leader, G1 leader Dinobots ended with Swoop being a deluxe class? I mean,
Excel Hedge,
I wouldn't have cared personally because I was never going to buy them. But
I mean, I'm still bitter that Planet X never went back to their Swoop and upscaled it to match the others.
That was weird. That was
yeah.
odd.
I'm amazed that almost no. I don't think it was There was a KO with that figure, but it was just never actually in Swoop colors. It was always in weird primary colors.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, they've re-released that figure, I think, twice since then, that Swoop.
Yeah.
And I just want to shake some of Planet X and say, look, you bastards, I just want him to be the same size as the others.
No.
You see what Hasbro have done? Like that. But hey, at least Hasbro gave me Dinobots all the same size, so I'm happy now.
They did. I remember hearing the quality of some of those Dinobots varies, like in terms of QC.
The Studio Series or the Planet X ones?
Studio Series.
QC
issues on them. No, yeah, but there were QC issues on them from what I heard from quite a few reviews and whatnot.
Huh.
I can't remember exactly what, because it was I watched the reviews when they came out, so I can't give you the details as I never got them myself. But this DNA upgrade kit apparently comes out in March. Pre-order is going to be on January the 5th of next year, so coming very soon. What will it come with? It will come with a giant weapon, which is what we call a sword. It's going to be 34 centimeters long. It's going to have articulated hands, one pair, because you can pose them how you like. Light up eye pieces, batteries not included. Electro-plated chest and head antenna, so it's just gold. Chromed stuff. Newly designed shoulder cannons and gap filler parts, and the gap filler parts are for a hot rod, or the little hot rod dude. So not a crazy upgrade kit by any stretch of the imagination. I think the most interesting things are maybe the shoulder cannons, because I wouldn't even say they're that much more interesting, but they are bigger.
They're bigger. They've got the barrels are all individually articulated.
All two of them.
Yeah. But you know what? This is one of the sort of kit that DNA can sometimes get a bit carried away.
That's fair, yeah.
I will present as evidence the fact that the Studio Series Constructicons are going to have 4 separate upgrade kits, including one just for Devastator.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that the exclusive bit for 3 Constructicon sets is different coloured bugles.
Which are not accurate either, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Not all of them are accurate. 1 or 2 of them are accurate, and the rest of them are not screen accurate, so why bother?
Yeah. Yeah. But this set, So the sword, I never liked how it looked with having him just hold the blast effect as a sword because that just
No,
looked terrible.
it looked lame. It looked like
Yeah.
someone went, well, he can hold it as a sword. It's like, it looks like a blue Cheeto.
Yeah. This though, one, it's clearly based on the Skybreaker sword from Prime. Top marks there, and it's in scale with him, which it's a big figure. That's actually quite novel. I mean, that's going to be about. It's not as big as the Feral Rex sword, but it's getting close to it.
It'll be pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, the forearms, again, that I think that was probably the major complaint a lot of folks had with this figure, that for the price, he didn't articulate like you'd expect. So
Oh, you mean
to
the
have
hands?
better,
The hand upgrade, not the forearms.
Well, the fact that they're just, but just nicer hands
Yeah.
goes a long way. The light up thing it's a light up gimmick. That's cool.
It's
if you want it.
like, yeah. Whatever.
Chromed replacements for the antenna and the chest piece.
It's again very much a shrug. Okay.
But it helps match how the original figure looked, which is a lot of folks are buying the figure because of the original Star Convoy.
Are you telling me they're not buying it because of the deep, amazing lore that are the 13?
Well, and I hate to ruin things for you as we run up to Christmas time. But
oh my god! But the 13 lore is so cool.
Yeah,
said someone, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the gap fillers for Hot Rod are just fun. They just do the job and give him that little bit of extra polish. They're not essential, but it's nice that they're there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd go with they're fun. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It helps tidy him up a little bit, not massively, but kind of, again, it's just like, okay, well, it's fine. Like, he wasn't a great Legends figure from what I saw. It's just like, yeah, he's okay, and he's a couple of pieces. And when I say a couple of pieces, like 4, 1 for each arm, 1 for each leg, and that's it. And it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, but that's all you need. Job's done.
I think the problem is it's going to be quite an expensive kit regardless, just because of the amount of plastic that's here.
Oh yeah, I think the sword's going to be what pushes it up a bit. I mean,
well, I think it's the electronics as well. It'll be the size of the sword, 100%, and the electronics. Because even though they're small, I'm sure that'll push up the price, and you could probably get rid of that. And I don't think a lot of people would care.
Quite possible, yeah.
It's an okay set. I don't think it's an exciting set. I don't think it's one of those completely unnecessary ones where it's not like a completely buggered figure.
It's taking a figure that isn't bad and just pushes it over the edge into being one that will probably do your collection for a long, long time to come.
I'm not sure I'd go that far. It takes a toy that's overpriced. That's perfectly fine. It was overpriced.
Yeah.
And it goes, do you want him to have a weapon that's not shit? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think his cannons are small? No. Well, you get bigger ones. But do you think he needs light up eyes? No. Well, you can have him with light up eyes. Do you need chrome-plated boob and V-fin? No. Well, you can have them if you like anyway. It's a completely superfluous one that doesn't fix anything. It just gives him minor upgrades. It's a very small... Like, if this was a 20 quid set, that would be fine. It won't be. It'll be more than that. But it's much more in that realm rather than, oh, Christ, Bone Crusher's a mess. We need to try and fix this. Or... insert any of the Vector Prime is a complete mess. Let's try and fix him to make him a figure.
Yeah.
Rather than a bad retool or a ropey retool.
Yeah.
It's more in the kind of that vein, I would say. Big D, sorry, Mr. White says, don't ruin Christmas for Annie. True. And he says, by the time you see this, the last comment will have lost all relevance. No, we saw it. Don't worry. We saw it. But there you go. That's that. And the last bit of news is that the Blockies are doing another action figure, which is the bigger 18 centimeter tall one, and it's going to be Comic Tarn rather than any other version of Tarn, which I don't think there really are.
Cyberverse Adventures Tarn?
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's either Cyberverse Adventure Tarn or the comic one. And I think when most people say Tarn, they think of this one. I don't think they think of the Cyberverse one. These are the bigger ones. It's like the Soundwave, the Megatron, all those guys. If you're like, hey, flame toys are way too expensive for me, this might be a good solution. If you didn't like the Voyager, which had a lot of QC issues to it, of Legacy, granted this doesn't transform, but this has a bit more of a silhouette and a presence and a kind of heft to it compared to that figure.
Yeah.
Have you got any
Or if you
blockies, Big D?
I only have 2. I picked those from blind boxes last year, I think. I got Ultra Magnus and Cliff Jumper out of them. They're fine. I dig them.
Would you be tempted to try one of these bigger ones, one of the more action figure-y, higher quality, quote-unquote, figures?
You know what? I could be. Could be a good one to pick up and do a review for one of the other sites I partake in. That could be fun.
Okay.
But I do like how this looks, though. If you want a decent comic version of Tarn, this seems like a decent way to do it, you know?
On a budget, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be good as, say, any of the Flame Toys stuff or the from the Kurakara Kiwi stuff. I will say his hands, when you have them open, they look very, very big, like too big for what they are. And I think Soundwave had this issue as well. His hands were fucking huge, his proportions. It'd be interesting to see him stood next to the other figures of this line. They are just kind of him on his own. And we don't know exactly how articulated he is and parts that'll clatter into each other and whatnot. But he looks reasonable, I would say.
Yeah, I dig that they've put in the old face swap gimmick he had and looks like 2 different faces. And yeah, you can do a lot with his different cannons, so that's fun. Yeah,
seems fine.
I'm actually kind of impressed with this. I mean, you can arguably do more with some of these bits than you can do with either the Hasbro or the MMC versions.
What do you mean?
Well, Hasbro version of Tarn, it poses nice and can transform, but you certainly can't do any of the stuff with the guns that this one can do. And I have the MMC version of Tarn up on the shelf, and same. It looks great and poses nicely, but there are limits to what the bits can do. This, you can mess around with the cannons. There's options they've put into the build for it. So yeah, this seems like it could be quite fun, actually.
Mr. White says, if the Battersea, whenever I say Battersea store, I always think it's a fish shop. The Battersea store gets Tarn in soon. Then I will pop down and take some pictures. Oh, thank you, Mr. White. But will you buy it? Will you buy one for yourself? Will you buy a Tarn? You can have him on display in front of your computer saying buy Warframe stuff. Oh, yeah. Would Mr. White buy Warframe paraphernalia? There's a question. Genuinely tempted. Not by the Warframe stuff. He means by the Tarn, I'm sure. Unless he means one of the lewd biomechanical robot women. If he could buy a statue of that, maybe he means one of them. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? That's all of the news, though. That was a value. What? It's a thing. I would. If I like the game.
I was going to say that's a hurtful and inaccurate thing to say, Andy.
Why? Why? Mr. White says Warframe kits are available, but shipping is crazy. Really? Who does the kits? Are they like Bandai? Well, they're probably not Bandai, otherwise they'd be reasonable, I would imagine. Yeah, who does Warframe kits? I didn't know Warframe kits were a thing. Did you, Big D?
I might have seen a reference to them. Warframe's a weird one where I'm aware of it, but every time I see something about it, I get surprised.
Surprise, motherfucker!
HLJ.
Because I look. Oh no, that's a fake image. Warframe fan kit.
Oh, that's yeah.
Who does the stuff? I can only see like
concepts,
stuff,
resins. I don't think there's anything official. Oh wait, there's Figure and Toys, the official Warframe store.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was just looking for kits on Google.
Statues.
Yeah, statues. Ugh. Blech.
Plushies.
Ugh.
Bobbleheads even.
That's fine, but statues. Ugh.
I mean, these are at all, but they've got nothing on the plush nurgling.
They don't have anything on the squig that could literally kill your child because parts would fall off. And it had to get recalled.
Yeah.
That was more fun.
Yeah.
Mr. Big D, where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
Oh, if people wish to seek me out, I am everywhere as David Kelly. It looks for a really weird Welsh spelling. That's me. I am an occasional reviewer for UKAnime.net, where I'm one of the resident mech heads. And over on the Fluff and Hammer, I am a regular conspirator with Mr. Nickel, or Mr. Gruff, on the Deeper Dives, where he grabs me and possibly you and possibly Mr. White or whoever else available.
Does he grab you and violently kiss you?
No, our beards would get tangled up.
That's okay. So there's danger. I hear the danger's sexy.
Not when it's like Valkyro. That ruins the mood.
Oh, okay.
Where we do the Deeper Dives for the Patreon exclusive show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also working on a series of articles for the site, from page to table, talking about models, characters from the books who've translated to the tabletop. And then with Mr. White, we do Fluff and Busters, where we pick a film that's got some relation to the hobby in some ways, normally, and we watch it and we talk over it, do a little commentary.
Out right now as well, don't you?
Yeah, one we recorded last year, and it's the first part of our dive into the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended editions.
Nice.
Part 1 of 6.
Yes, you should go and watch it because Mr. White has been in the editing mines, crying and sweating.
Yes, he delved too deeply and too greedily.
Oh no!
and he uncovered me.
Oh my God! What, were you buried in rock? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. When people hear me starting on a subject, with the Balrogs, and you can't see him, but the light appears. You can just hear my voice start as I'm starting to ramp up.
Mr. White left a comment. I hate my editing life, and I read that as I hate my ending life, and I was like, what do you mean ending? I hate my ending life. Mr. White, you should become like one of those high-end editors for like the top streamers and whatnot. Yeah, you should become a VTuber editor. That'd be fun. Get paid the. I
thought you were going to say you should become a VTuber.
Mr. White could be a VTuber. Give him some breasts. He'd be raking in the money. Kill me now. All right. Well, the offer's on the table, I suppose. He's asking for it.
But in all seriousness, these Fluff and Busters shows have been great fun to do with Mr. White.
That's good.
We're slowly building up an audience, and I hope folks have enjoyed them if you've managed to stick with them. So.
Ooh, neat. Is that it? That all the things?
I believe so, yes.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Andy, Decayed Andy. Would stream on most days, 10:15 in the evening UK time, video games and whatnot. And then you can find me here on Moonbase 2 on a Sunday at 9:30 in the evening UK time. You can join us on Twitter, on Twitch and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're on the ccbunker.weebly.com. There's the forums as well. For some reason, they still get traffic. So they basically, I post all the places I can. And for some reason, each of those places seems to get some sort of traffic. So that's what happens. And as mentioned before, I'm on the Fluff and Hammer show as well every now and again. Mr. White doesn't know because he wasn't here pre-show. We're probably going to grab Mr. White kicking and screaming before the New Year's Eve to talk about whatever fancy reveal that GW will have for Christmas Day. And we could talk about Dawn of War for the small amount that we've seen and total 40k as well of the very small amount we've seen as well.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mr. White will have no choice. He'll have to have fun with us or else. So there probably won't be a show. There might be a show next week, but there might not be. It completely depends on if there's any news. If there's no news, there won't be any news, and that'll be the last show of the year until January. So if I don't see you there, have a very happy Christmas and a New Year's and whatnot. Or I'll see you just before Christmas, and then I'll say it again. But otherwise, Thank you, Big D, for joining me. And I'll see you.
Not a worry,
but
dude.
I'll say Happy Christmas to you as well.
Thank you, mate. You say likewise. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. It's not time yet, but it's almost there. So we might see you in the new year. We might not. But until next time, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Christmas music. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, cock.